Hi folks, Van Prepper here with another Safe Act and Gun Control News update. In Jacksonville, Florida, the sheriff, the mayor, and other bigwigs held a news conference announcing Operation Ceasefire, a program with a stated goal of decreasing violent crime associated with the drug trade. Sounds good, right? Well, they'll accomplish this goal by putting up video cameras everywhere and knocking on doors without warrants in up to 18,000 homes looking for drugs and guns. The program will be partially funded by seized money, which is known as forfeiture. In the 90s, we drove to visit my brother in Louisiana, and we were warned by AAA not to speed on a particular section of highway that was notorious for police pulling people over and seizing their property under false drug charges. And then you've got to fight and spend a ton of money to get your stuff back. And in a lot of cases, you never get your stuff back. When any program is partially or completely dependent on forfeiture, seized monies for their existence, they're going to find those seized monies through legal or illegal means, whether they have to trump up charges or not. That's the very nature of it. In Erie County, that's in New York, Erie County Sheriff Tim Howard told county legislators who began asking questions about his department's use of the Stingray, which is a device that mimics a cell tower and tricks all wireless devices on the same network into communicating with it, that he won't publicly discuss it anymore, and that courts should decide how he can use this device, not lawmakers. This device was purchased in 2008 with a counterterrorism grant by the Department of Homeland Security. Why do those guys always end up in my videos? I don't know. Every time there's a tyranny involved, it seems the Department of Homeland Security is knee-deep in this mess. So, the device was purchased in 2008, as I said. These devices are being used all over the country. They're being sued by the American Civil Liberties Union all over the country. My problem is that the sheriff states that he only uses this to track known criminals or track people of interest. Well, who is a person of interest, first off? Secondly, what right do you have to track them through this means? Thirdly, what is to keep you? They can get your text messages, listen to your phone calls, get all kinds of personal information off your cell phone. What is to keep this department or any other department from doing that? What are the mechanisms in place, especially if they're no longer willing to discuss this publicly or have any kind of public forum because they don't want to be questioned about this? Listen, if I get brought up on charges on something, I want to know damn well how they got the information, and I want to know whether it should be or should not be admissible in court so that I have an opportunity to fight that. And if they're not willing to discuss that, then you have a potential for massive violation of people's Fourth Amendment rights. And this can be used for intimidation and used for all sorts of other things. This is the problem with government overreach, is it is dependent, anything that is dependent totally, whether it overreaches or not, on human beings and what their intended purpose is. If we allow this to stand now, these types of devices, you won't always have exactly the same people in place, even if it's not being abused now. You're setting it up to be abused later by these programs. We have to stand up against these, and we have to make our voices heard at the ballot box or any other way we can. I'm Van Prepper. This has been another Safe Act and Gun News Update. Happy shooting, everybody.